Oh, hey, we're back, baby. It's Y2K, New Year's Eve, 1999, when the ball drops. Is the world gonna end? Put your name in the sticky note. What are your predictions for when midnight strokes tonight?
Ah,
Like that?
I think there might be a power outage. I don't know.
All right, we're recapping episode 7 of season 1 today. It's been a minute. We got stuck in our own little pond over the holiday week. So
Some are fresh.
sorry if anybody was like waiting on pins and needles for our post last Friday. Sorry, we took a little swim and
Blame
enjoyed.
Elliot's chain.
Hope you guys did some pond swimming too, or something along the lines. But we're
Yeah,
back.
they very well could have because not only was it 4th of July here in the States, but it was Canada Day up in Canada. So there was partying going on both sides of the border.
Oh,
Everywhere.
party
So
in the pond.
hope you had some kind of fun summer celebration to enjoy.
If not, we're celebrating tonight
We're celebrating
because it's
tonight.
New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve. Sven, give them the disclaimer. If they've made it this far and don't know the gist by
No.
now. Look,
Lauren.
you were like he's right out of 1999.
Okay, real quick spoiler alert. We will be talking about all things in this episode, season 1, episode 7. We will also be talking about how this ties into future episodes as well as the finale from season 3, episode 10. There might be a couple things that come up with that. So if you have not watched it to this point, please stop now, go watch it, and then come back and join
Come
us.
back later.
We will be here. If you have watched it and you've stuck out this far, we thank you and let's keep rolling.
We're
Yeah.
happy to see you.
With that announcement too, and apologies that we missed last week's posting, we will post today, Friday, and then next week on Friday to get back on schedule.
Ooh, you hear that, Elliot's chain? You gotta stay
So
committed.
2 weeks in a row.
We're here, baby. We're here. Okay, the episode gets started, and I got to start off on a tangent that has nothing to do with this episode. But you know how, like, whenever you're watching an episode and you see, like the little previews, and they give you like the little teasers, like, oh, you need to know about this before this episode gets started because it's gonna come up. In this episode's intro, there's the picture of the family almanac.
Oh, geez, 1814.
I paused it because they show like the main focus of it is Jacob's birthday and like their date that they claim like his passing. That is listed in that. I tried so hard to pause it and see who else was in the mix of this just to get a little bit more dirt. But YouTube TV was not being friendly with me, and I could not see anything above and below the pause screen. All I saw was that there's somebody named Tyler in the family, there's somebody named Sadie in the family. Who are these people?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I mean, maybe
So
we're not supposed to know.
anyone, if anyone is able to pause the almanac shot at the beginning and get those details that were covered up for me, then report back. Sven, if you can work your magic.
I want the whole family tree.
Yeah, I could find something.
I was just
I
curious,
Landry.
Yep.
Two.
but we know Alice's real name out of the show is Sadie. So I thought that was interesting
You
that
know,
there's
when you said that there was a Sadie, I'm like, wait a minute, how do we know that name? There's somebody in this show with that name.
Filled it up with random
It's
names.
Sadie.
is there anybody named Tyler that I'm forgetting?
You said Tyler, right? Not
Tyler, not
Kyler.
Tyler.
Maybe that was just a play on Kyler because it would have been too obvious. And
I
that
hope these
Kyler is.
characters make an appearance someday. And
Yeah.
once we get to season 8 or something, maybe a Sadie walks in and a Tyler.
But yeah, total tangent caught my attention, and I tried to like figure out how to see that clearly for a good 5 minutes before the episode even started. So yeah, also Jacob's birthday is November 21st. So what is he, a Scorpio, Sagittarius?
Oh, he's right on the line. What one is that?
Little
You
cuss
know,
baby.
you know, if you're looking at me, you're asking the
I
wrong.
knew he had to say something.
Dismissed.
I don't know about that.
Dismissed.
I've
Anyway,
learned a lot about that stuff from you guys, but I still don't know anything other than my birthday.
Yeah.
Like I don't even remember your mom's, which I should, but I don't.
Aquarius.
Aquarius, got it. I'm writing that down.
Okay, so the episode finally gets started once I get past the in case you forgot intro. And there's some tension with Alice and Kat from where we left off in the last episode with these two. Um, Jacob went missing. Both the girls are taking like a high level of responsibility for that happening. Um, Beating themselves up for not being able to stop it, feeling
hmm
sideswiped by the other for not telling them that they knew about things and were there. So there's some like animosity, I feel like, on both sides of these two girls. And what does Alice do to deal with those feelings?
First, I gotta say, yeah, just hops right in that pond and is basically like, "You can't tell me what to do, Mom. Bye."
Toodles.
I thought
So,
that was so funny.
right. And last week's episode, I talked about this and said we get that conversation of them at the pond at the beginning of episode 7.
Hmm.
It was kind of a mislead because we knew there wasn't a big conversation, but Kat does chase her down,
She
and
tries for a conversation.
she tries to, and you're right, Alice handles it Alice's way and takes the plunge.
She just says,
Hmm
gotta go by. And she's thrown right into the search for Jacob. Not much time has passed at all since she
Oh
left.
yeah.
Right.
And
Um,
Kat was like, "My brother's missing. This isn't all about you." And I
Ooh,
was like,
after she stormed in the house and was like, what are you talking about? Family only? I am family.
I was like, that must have felt
I'm
awful.
like, yeah, how do you convince them of that though?
And it's one
Not at
person.
this time right now, baby girl. You're not.
And then Dad tells her, I think you should leave.
Gets the boot from her mom or gets shunned by her mom, gets the boot from her dad.
Teen Brady, who at the time you think it's just Teen Brady talking to her, but in Alice's mind, that's Dad talking to her.
Mhm.
Right.
So
I
it
didn't
hurts even
think
more.
about that. Yeah. Ouch.
So harsh little beginning that we have right there.
Yeah.
We know everyone's already swimming in like a mess of feelings, and then we're not
Right.
dealing with it very well.
hmm
Rightfully so.
Yeah. There is a part I think we always talk about like how does the pond take you like exactly where you want to go, even though it's supposed to take you where you should go. I think there's a lot of emphasis in this episode of like, how long has it been? Where have you been? It's been so many months, 2 months, blah blah blah.
It's
Um,
been 2 hours. Happy to see
right. So that was kind of not nice, but kind of nice to like remind ourselves, like, okay, it's not that convenient every single time. Like,
you. Hmm.
find your reason some days once you're there rather than
Hmm.
before.
I've kind of taken a look at it that way, like when they jump some like in a weird time jump like that, like, and I just think in my mind, that's where the pond needed them to be at that point.
That's where the plot line or the
Right.
timeline.
And then I look at why did it need them to be there?
Yeah.
Like what happens in that scene? And actually a lot of emotional baggage happened in that scene for
Hmm.
Alice, but yeah.
And piggybacking off of that, like we see Alice really start to take power in that mindset too when she comes back later, and we can get to that later. But we see two different approaches and reactions to like getting plopped down. When she comes in to the past at the beginning of the episode, it's very much like, oh my gosh, where am I? What am I doing? What's going on? I can't believe this. I'm here for you. And later, it's very much like, I don't care where I'm going to go. Like, I need to go for this reason, for this person, wherever it takes me. I hope I get with that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
See like a big
Yeah.
difference with her reaction to where she's thrown in to the mix.
hmm
Yeah. But then we get a little flash forward into the present day. Kat's dealing with her feels with her bestie Elliot over a sweet little tea party outside.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know about you guys, but like the second I heard Kat's tea order, that Earl Grey with honey, I was like, that sounds so good right now.
That does kind of
It-
sound
It smells
good.
so good.
That's funny because I looked at it like I know a lot of people drink it that way, but I love Earl Grey and I
Uh-huh.
like it with honey though. It's just ooh.
Ooh, I was craving a
I
spoonful
don't,
of honey after hearing that.
yeah, it sounds good now. I never would have thought on my own,
I've
but
tried it that way, and I don't know.
okay.
It takes some getting used to.
But
That
oppositely to
I bet if you had some of Delilah's fresh honey off the farm in your tea, you would like it a lot more, Spilsky.
especially with a stale biscuit on the side to
Ooh, a
go with
dry biscuit,
it.
not stale biscuit, a dry one.
Oh, drive back.
You always are so close, but not quite.
and I have tried it the way of our friends across the pond. They drink it with cream in it or milk in their tea. That I can't get on board with that
I
either.
like
I
it.
used to do that back in
I
the day
like
as
it.
kids. I might have to bring that back. But yeah, tea party.
So
Elliot.
in the tea party, Kat takes a very different approach than Alice does. Alice wants to dive right back into the pond and get back in the to the mess of things. Kat says to Elliot, I'm done. It's too much. Like
Sure.
Okay,
revisiting
now
all of that. I'm out.
did
The past can stay in the past.
how much did you two and those out there that are with us right now, when you first saw this episode, not on a rewatch or not knowing what's going to happen in the future, how
Deserve.
many of you, when Kat said she's done with this and she's not going to travel anymore, did all of you go, yeah, right? I mean, it
Right?
was
He's
the
got to
intent
go.
was there, but you could tell it just wasn't heartfelt. She was not going to abide by that.
I'm not gonna stick
No,
with
no,
that.
no.
I thought that was kind of funny because I remember thinking, yeah, done.
Pretty unbelievable.
It was so funny, like just having watched all the episodes, knowing you couldn't keep away if you
You
wanted,
can't keep that girl out of the pond if you
No, no,
I don't know how to finish that sentence.
right?
You can't keep her out.
it's fate. She's just destined to meet Thomas.
She's the time
Mhm.
traveler.
So was
So
this the
Where's
scene?
Zoe? Are you going to give it to us once for this episode?
What?
Cat meeting Thomas for the first time?
You lost me. What?
what?
What does Thomas have to do with anything?
When she gets shot, you do that every episode.
Oh.
There it is. Don't worry, I'll edit all that part out.
It's
Make it
my
so good.
Please
favorite.
don't.
I love it. It's got
I'll
to be
keep her in there,
now.
but me trying to talk her into it, I'll take
I
out.
want it to happen every episode.
All right.
So this tea scene, I was just trying to remember. I was like, was this when she was like, the past is never dead?
No, that's later.
This
No,
is another scene. Okay, cool. Because then I was like, we might have skipped past something that I really need to talk
No,
about.
she flips the script completely in under 20 minutes.
Okay, cool. That sounds like her. Woohoo! She's confusing me already. Okay, carry
yep.
on.
She does clearly in that conversation, like make her claim like this is like I'm done with this like in the past stuff. Like I've got to move on. Like I gotta like be here, be now. And then she gets ready and she goes to work. Hasn't been there for days, we find
She's
out.
going to work, huh?
I don't want to be somebody who just continuously like rags on Kat and her work ethic, but she makes it so easy.
Well, yeah. Okay. She
She
says,
walks into the office and Byron's like, "Hey, nice to see ya.
you still working?
Where you been?"
Are you just here to raid the archives or you actually
And then he tells her to take a seat. And I don't know if you guys wrote down this quote, but this is one of my favorite quotes of the episode.
I did not, but I know where you're going.
Makes a joke and goes, "Last time someone told me to take a seat, I got fired."
tired? Well, how do you not see that coming? And
It's happening
his
again.
list of like, what do you call it? Demerits or something of like bad things she's done that he's logged or remembered. It's like so
Right.
funny. It's like, come on, girl, you knew this was coming. Do you even want this job?
And Kelly,
No.
you mentioned that just now. We're constantly hitting on the fact that she's never at work. She's not doing her job.
To do her job.
And she's shocked that she's getting fired. And then she throws that line at Elliot about, I'm an investigative journalist. That's what I do. Like, then you should have been doing it and you'd still be working there.
How many times have you been told to take a seat at your place of employment?
Yeah.
I'm an experienced journalist who knows when she doesn't have the full story,
That's what it
but
was.
she tells him later on,
An
which is so funny
experienced journalist. An
because
experienced journalist that couldn't
he's
hold a job at a one-person paper.
that was the funniest thing. Like we joke about that too, and how she brags about it all the time. Just got fired from this town that no matter what you say, Spilsky, I know only has 2,000 people in it. And she's still going on about I'm an experienced journalist. It's like after that, my tail would be so far between my legs, I wouldn't show my face in that 2,000 person town.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
That
so
was one of my favorite quotes of the episode. But I've
because I just got called out on the size of Port Haven, for those watching, please comment down below when they show that overhead shot of the town. How big do you think that town is?
did you show it in the last episode of
I
ours?
put I put a picture in the last episode of that overhead shot. There's actually two overhead shots. There's that one that shows most of the buildings in the town, and then there's one kind of an outlier that shows some of the farmland and the lighthouse. And you can't even see the buildings from town. That's how expansive it is. So let us know what you guys think out there. Who's closer here?
Small town.
Big town.
Small town.
Big small town. How's that?
So while Kat's getting fired and just like staking her claim on how successful of a journalist she is and all this stuff, Alice is struggling at home. Um, Kat did like she played the good mom card and was like, take a mental health day, like whatever, like you need to do what you need to do. Told Dell about that. And I know we rag on the Landry girls, the two elder Landry women. Um, but Dell, I gotta give her props.
I
She's
have
a
it in my notes
sweet
as well.
grandma. Say what you got to say. Where's Zoe?
Just a little
She
bit
was
of
just so
appreciation.
sweet. She like got her out of bed, taught her some pottery, took her to her
Took her
place
up in
in
there.
therapeutic.
And I was like, is this the only episode where we've been up here? When she's like, this is the family room. And I was like, no, it's not. I thought it was like the attic, first of all. That, like,
It's connected. It's the back of the kitchen.
I
The
was gonna
dining
say I thought it was
space.
part of the kitchen.
It's like
no
kitchen,
way.
dining room, pottery room.
I always thought it was at least upstairs with the bedrooms and like in the back side of something or like on the top, like attic floor.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear
Probably
when
right.
Cat comes home and they're on the wheel, they're a couple steps up and back from the dining room.
Doing the little Patrick Swayze ghost.
What's the song?
That is.
Oh my.
My darling, that's all I'm gonna say.
My darling. Okay, so Kat gets fired. Sorry, girl. And she's on a rampage. The past is not dead. The past never dies. I'm taking down my FBI wall because it's all stolen articles from the archive.
Oh, was that just not the dagger in the heart when Byron goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna need those archive articles back." And
Also,
here's what
aren't
I
those supposed to be protected from push pin holes?
well, not
Right.
only that, they're all cut out.
You wrecked public
Well, she
records.
cut all the newspapers that were in the archives and cut them up and then pinned them to her wall. Now Byron's gonna get those things and he's gonna go, "What the hell is this?
What?
What happened to my archives?" That's it. I'm going to Morocco.
Uh-huh, he's out.
I'm going to Morocco to meet up with Evie. That's
Mhm.
it.
So she's taking out her FBI board. She's plotting what she's going to do next and what she's going to say to Elliot later and get him in on her brigade or her plan. And she finds a secret clue.
The secret little letter with two initials and a phone
Mm,
number.
yeah, phone number and an address, right?
Ooh,
Who
And
could
who does she take
be?
this secret clue to?
Elliot. No,
Not yet.
not yet.
She named
Went
the
straight to Dell.
Delilah.
Delilah takes a break from being the sweetest grandma ever and goes straight into cinder block walls up. You shall not pass.
And
Shuts it
hardcore
down.
denial.
You trying to say my husband's a cheating man?
Just flat out, Mom, do you know about that? Nope, never seen it in my life. You didn't
You didn't
even
even
look
look
at
at
it.
it.
Nope,
I don't
never
have
seen it.
to.
Catherine, go bother somebody else with your problems. So we see that, and then I was like, okay, cool. My round of applause for you for 5 minutes is done. Toodles.
Right? I know. It was good while it lasted. Thanks for
Not
the
to be
moment.
insensitive because we know the story at the end, and we'll get to that later as to what causes the drawbridge to roll up so quickly. Um, but then she like goes to Elliot and like reels him in on her brigade. And another one of my favorite quotes of the episode, jotted this one down in bold. Elliot, first of all, again, is prepping for his job. I would love to know when these high schoolers start school because he lives a whole life before that first bell rings.
He does. You're
As a teacher,
inspired.
I'm doing it all wrong that I'm not having a full day before I get to school when that first bell rings. And Kat has the audacity when he's like, no, 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 can't do it. I have to go to my job today. Sorry. She goes, come on, call in a sub. Teachers do it all the time.
Do you do that all the time?
I don't.
I'm telling
Maybe you
you, and
should
you're
start
like, I
taking advantage
can't.
of that.
I mean, if somebody like came to me with a proposal to time travel, I could be persuaded. But again, just like with the reoccurring theme that we're having in this first season rewatch of
What are
how
jobs?
careless everyone is with Elliot's profession.
That and then taking advice from the journalist who can't keep a job
The-
in his own town. Like, no, no, I
Right?
think Elliot's good on
Like,
his own there.
is that a good idea?
And then the funniest part about it is he goes with her.
Right. They go on this adventure.
He does put in for a sub at the last minute. Goes to find the motel that's on the secret clue
That's
paper.
good. Yeah.
So I've got a ponder point there, if I
Let's
can
hear it.
interject that here. So when
Bing.
they go, they're um Kat says something to Elliot about playing his famous mixtapes or something. And they show him open a mixtape and it says 1996 on it.
Oh,
Elliot's mixtape 1996 or 1999.
Oh,
Sorry,
I was
I
like,
did say 99.
baby, when
But
he's
the
okay.
song they were playing was All For You by Sister Hazel, and that's from 1996.
oh,
So that would have been out for a little bit, and he put it on his mixed CD. And then when we go to the Y2K party,
It's
it-
playing.
it's playing and they're dancing to that
it
song.
was cute. They were
And it
having
was his mixtape CD they played at the party.
fun.
And they were dancing that. And when they were singing to it in the car, it was kind of a neat little throwback when they
Oh,
showed them dancing to it then. So that song did mean something to them.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Only focused on the song, didn't even make the connection that that could have been like that's the mixtape CD
Yeah, that was,
from the
we got to assume that was just his CD that he made for the party.
for the party. Oh, what a sweetie.
And he still has it and was playing it in the car for them. And they both sang along to it, like remembering the good
Those
times. So
lyrics still meant something.
that was a neat little ponder point that they pulled that out.
I
That is a
liked
good
that.
founder point. Nice.
So while these two are playing hooky and trying to play I Spy and master the game of Clue to figure out where this address and like what this motel, all that stuff mean, Byron has some audacity and comes
Yeah.
on over to the house
Dude. I
to
know,
help
what
Delilah
nerve.
get ready for her pottery show.
But my thing is, I don't even care that he just fired the daughter. They are in such like a relationship without being in one. I have never seen season one before in my life.
I don't know
How did
how
this
the
ever
whole
happen?
the Dell and Byron thing
Never happened.
was never on my radar in season one the first time I watched it.
Right. Like she's calling him and texting him and stuff. Oh, why don't you come to my pottery show? You said you were going to be there. And it's like,
That's your man's.
why? I say this
Right.
every episode, just like my, like,
It's
why
weird.
was I so
Oh, that's funny.
surprised in season 3
Again.
Yeah.
when she's like getting a man? And I'm like, oh my God, the betrayal to Colton. And it's such a big deal. But it's like, we already did this in season 1.
Yeah.
So
And
what
now
do
I'm
we
like,
think? Do
what
we
happened?
think Byron was a character that was written in, and the sparks and the stuff just didn't take off in season one, so they wrote him out, or he was there to set up the fact that Kat was going to take over the paper, and then in the long run, Casey was going to show up, and they were going to bring information to the Landrys and find out that they're also a time traveler.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
was that the
I
intent all along, or did they just write him out because they're like, well, this is kind of fizzly?
I'm so curious to hear everybody's takes, and I would love to see like the theories in the comments because it could be so many, any of those things. But like,
Right.
I hope it's one of them, other than it just like fit like, this isn't going anywhere. Let's axe this
Yeah,
because they're so into each other.
yeah, they
it's
are.
like
And it
such
seemed
a
like
no
she got
deal.
more into him early on than she did with Sam because she was struggling with still having feelings for Colton. Well, none of
Hmm.
that popped up with the Byron thing.
And
Right.
They just kind of
like
went
Kendrick
for it.
said, it's like Byron who in season three.
You did
It's
ask that.
Like it's bizarre. So I don't
like it
know.
never happened after season one.
Right. I'm like, okay, when is the last time we see him? Because I thought that was gonna be like 4 episodes ago, and yet he is getting bigger and bigger. So
I
I am
love for him.
to see how, because yeah, goes to Morocco apparently, but like what
Right.
last scene and like how is it treated and written and stuff. Um,
Totally.
I do think it set some things up, but I don't know if they just wanted more like scenes for Dell and like character depth for her without doing too much. I don't know, but I was like, I think it was so early on in the show, they just didn't have all the
Things
details.
were still developing.
Right.
Because I have another thing to say again about the second character that I always talk about in these episodes where we're recapping season one, Spencer as well. What is he doing here? He never,
Perfect transition.
he keeps coming back. He basically went on a date, whether they say it wasn't or not. They, Spencer and Alice had some quality time together. That was pretty quality.
But
And
I
I'm confused.
did Alice ask about Zoe. Where's Zoe? Right there.
She's like,
Um, on purpose, as opposed like to remind us that Spencer has a girlfriend, or
Yeah,
was
great
she
question.
worried Spencer was hitting on her and like has feelings for her, and she's trying to nip that in the bud? Like, where's Zoe, your girlfriend?
I think to him, I would hope, curious for thoughts of others, but like, because it's no, there's just no point, like, to remind us
Also,
because
don't forget,
the character doesn't
Spencer
even appear.
Spencer showed up in her bedroom to like do a welfare check and bring her homework at the beginning of the episode too. So it's just
Right.
like kind of like crossing boundaries left and right from this kid. And very similar to like the Byron development in the storyline. It's like, what's the purpose of this?
Yeah,
Just go anywhere.
right. It's just kind of like that season one stuff of any show where you're like, oh yeah, like just they're kicking things off, didn't really know where it was going, maybe, and then we're
Things
like,
got the
this
cut.
isn't serving us, goodbye. But I still, even in this episode, as I was watching, I kept thinking to myself, like, Spencer shouldn't have had a girlfriend, or they could have even split up. Why wasn't like Spencer like more of a Noah character? Because that whole thing, we're still not sure really where he went, what he's up to, his
Hmm.
connections, and all of that. So
I think part of it, I
I
think they
just feel
did a
like he
good
had a
job
connection. I'm
giving
mad.
her a friend. We
Yeah.
all get confused because it's a boy her age, and a lot of the stuff on the show is kind of centered around romances and things. So we're kind of thinking, oh, is this a love interest? But maybe it was just intended to be a friend, just a buddy that is nice. He does stuff for her, brings her homework and
Yeah.
stuff. And
I
because we
think
do
it's,
see him later on in later episodes with Zoe, just kind of here and there.
do
And
we?
they seem pretty happy. They're just chumming along, yeah. And then we do get that one awkward moment, and nothing comes of it, where Zoe looks at him. This is coming up in later episodes, and she says something about, "You cooked her dinner." You
Okay.
never told her.
Yeah.
I
other than he said she didn't want to be there because she doesn't like seafood.
I would love for Spencer to be a friend component to the storyline and to Alice. I don't think Spencer's going into it with friendship intentions.
Yeah, that's my thing. Um, that's how I see it. Yes.
And I don't think Alice is feeling that. I don't know. I like
Because Zoe's not like a friend character either. I've never seen them together. Like, yeah, maybe she doesn't need like a friend who's a girl because she has the focus is more on being friends with her mom in the past. Um, but it's all just strange.
Do you think at some point in the near future Alice catches on this, picks up on Spencer's vibes and says, "You know what? I have a boyfriend. Yes, he's 40 and he's on yachts, but you know, maybe he'll show up, maybe he won't."
Right? That was
40-year-old boyfriend who's lost at sea.
great. That's funny.
I
And
have no idea. I think she's getting the ick. I feel like in this episode.
okay,
I
yeah.
think
When
she
she
got it
first starts off like hanging out with somebody and goes, "Where's your girlfriend?"
right.
That's like wee wee wee.
And yeah, knowing that she doesn't know in the later episodes, like what you made her dinner is a weird part.
That part got
Sometimes
me.
some couples are okay with stuff like that. I don't know,
To
but
That
each their
she
own.
didn't know. She
that
didn't.
that takes all of my theories of him just being the buddy friend and throws it right out the window because that means he kept that from Zoe.
Mhm.
It's like, no, no.
And that was like an intimate, not intimate,
Right.
like a romantic setting style dinner.
They didn't just go like go get
You
a
guys could have gotten
burger somewhere.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah, like go pick something up real quick. It was my mom closes the shop every Wednesday or
Just
whatever.
us tonight, and I'm making seafood, the entree that my girlfriend doesn't like. I think you'll like it even more.
Right.
Would you like some Pinot or some Cab to go with this?
Oh,
We don't know what Alice's preference is just
We do
yet.
not yet. They've done a
hopefully
good
she
job of
doesn't
not
do
having
that.
them drink too much.
Okay, so after the date and all of that, we catch up back with Kat. She's back from the motel and is sitting in the dark with a picture of her family.
Oh, she is in the dark.
Like
What's
actually
going
in the dark. There are no lights on. There is no sunlight out anymore. She's sitting in the dark, feeling her feels and trying to figure out what in the world is going on and what this little piece of paper meant. Why is her mom so in the dark intentionally about it? In the dark, in the dark.
on?
Um, and Alice walks in and they finally have the talk that they needed to have 24 hours ago. They're
Yeah.
both finally ready to have the talk and say the things and feel their feels.
Hmm.
And then I feel like there's a huge shift in the theme of the show at this point when you just see how much hurt Kat had to work through on her own
Yeah.
throughout all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
it's
for it, Phil.
it's well, you really get to see it and you wonder how much of it was just in her head. Like when she says her parents don't talk to her anymore, they forgot I was even here. It's kind of obvious now in this episode. We kind of see that she's just kind of in the background as a teen. And
Mm-hmm.
then when Colton drops that line on Alice, when he thanks her for being there for Kat and tells Alice how important Kat is to them and what they feel about her, but they don't tell Kat.
They don't tell
Tell
Kat.
Alice that. And
Mhm.
you could see that that one line right there would have changed Kat's world if he had
Totally.
given that to her. But he
Yeah.
did. He gave it to Alice, I think kind of passive aggressively hoping that she would just tell Kat
Mhm.
what he said. But I don't think that happens, unfortunately, with Teen Cat. I don't think she realizes until into season three, spoilers, um, what how they really felt and what
Mhm.
they went through too. So yeah,
Yeah.
And
that was a big moment. I think that line from Colton.
yes, and I feel like it's just such a shout out again to just how well written this show is and why we can get so hooked into it easily not just for the funny gimmicks, like our habits of skipping out on work and playing hooky and getting fired and stuff like that, but like the fact that like they tackle such big things with these like family dynamics and how we deal with emotions and all of that stuff. And I, like you said, Sven, that one line, I was just like, oh, thank you
Uh-huh.
for loving our girl or taking care of our
Yeah,
girl.
our girl. Yeah,
Yeah. It
That
also,
was so loaded.
yeah.
it made me wonder again, like, because you know who Alice is, you know you've met her.
Well,
Like,
and then that got me thinking too. Hold on,
what are
we got to
you?
pause because I have so many questions about that too. I was like, hold up, I got to like recap the Colton timeline and be like,
Uh-huh.
do
Every
you
episode.
know who Alice? You know, like
Uh-huh.
where are we at in your timeline right now? But we got to hold on. We're skipping ahead.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he does yet.
He totally does because they played in the spring or the summer on the porch playing guitar. And in my mind, that's when he's like, I've played guitar with this person. And he's like, keep playing. Right? We've talked about this before.
Oh,
And
that's right. I keep forgetting that in season 3 when
there's like
Colt
the
is a
big moment.
teenager and they're playing at Coils. Okay, good point.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, don't want to skip ahead.
No.
One thing I did want to say during that when Kat was talking about her parents, I was surprised that it was both of my mom and dad like aren't validating or recognizing my sadness or anything like that. And I was like, ooh, we're dragging Colton for like one of the first times ever.
Mm,
And this is also an episode where you find mysterious initials and phone numbers and addresses in his pocket and start to wonder what was he doing. And then Dell has suspicions and like, uh-oh, um,
great point.
things. And so there were a lot of different moments in this episode that make you kind of question Colton, like, is he a good guy? Like, because that's always something that I think about because he's always portrayed as like the perfect dad,
Perfect.
everything, and the boyfriend, even in season 3 and stuff. So it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting this in this episode.
Hmm.
I yeah, I think given his wholesomeness that we've seen to this point and know about in the future, I don't think I ever got all the way to he has a girlfriend on the side.
Mm-mm.
I thought he was up to something. I didn't know what it was that we're going to find out in the next couple episodes. Um, but I figured it was something
Something
that
else that we were being
could be
misled.
explained. I just couldn't get to the girlfriend part where
No.
they were
Oh, I
really
was sold on
leading
it
us.
instantly.
They're really leading us that way. Yeah. Wait till I think next episode or episode 9 when Dell starts talking about
The
the lady
missing
she saw at the
woman.
funeral, the stranger. And then
Oh yeah. Oh my
it's
gosh.
really setting it up like there was somebody else.
Hmm.
And it was my daughter.
Yeah. It's always Cat. That should just be the new t-shirt
It's
for the merch. It's always
always cat.
Yeah, it's
and
so
it's just her fault. So yeah.
funny.
But I had a hard time getting to that point. I did like to see him being human
Mm,
when he jotted that note down in the flashback and Dell asked what it was and he's like nothing. He just put it away. And
Mhm.
then she asked about going to the New Year's Eve party and I like how he finally broke out of the wholesomeness
yes,
and the all of it got to him and he's just like
and shut
I'm not
down.
going. You can go if you want, but I'm not going. And he was just like very adamant, very upset. You can tell it just wasn't the same Colton that we've seen. Like you
Yeah.
said, the wholesomeness of
And
him.
remind me again, the day before or that day was the day that they called off the search and they were like done searching for Jacob.
It was, I don't think it was New Year's Eve. I think it was the day before or even
Day
a couple of days
before.
before.
Okay, I think it was the day before is what Kat said when
Yeah.
Alice showed up.
So
Um,
that had to hit everybody in the family at some
yeah.
point.
Um, but yeah, so Alice decides she's like, wait a minute, I am gonna go back. I need to go back.
Uh-huh.
I
And my favorite quotes.
Yeah,
what
why?
had
What did she tell Kat why she was gone?
Mom, we were best friends. And you can just see Kat just like, ah.
you were my best
And
friend.
she said,
Uh-huh.
"When your friend needs you, you go," or whatever she said.
Uh-huh.
Someone's going through a hard time. Their friends are there for them. I'm not going back for Jacob, Mom. We were best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so cute.
And that was a crazy jump ahead. She missed the whole 2 months of searching for
Hmm.
Jacob and everything. And she shows up and it's New Year's Eve, 1999, getting ready for Y2K. I remember this New Year's Eve. I was 10 and I was convinced the whole world was going to shut down
I
because they
I
were
was a
saying
little older than
the
that.
cops wouldn't know what to do.
I remember it being like a thing. I don't remember that day specifically, but like counting down. I remember like writing in my notebook in school. I mean, I was in like first grade, I'm pretty sure. Um, and every day I'd write the date on the top of the page and be like, "Oh no, it's getting closer. What's gonna happen?" That's it. Apparently the power goes out.
Well, somebody makes the power go out. Say,
Um, Shout out to the production team and director and everybody for making this party what it was.
Yeah, I want
The
to go.
outfits were fantastic, first of all.
Sparkles.
I love your outfit, Kenny. We got
And we got a little Spilsky in the
Spilsky,
house.
watch the
Bilski!
carpet.
Finally saw him. Yes, that was one of my favorite quotes. Spilsky, watch the carpet.
Elliot's rocking a thick chain. And I was like, hello, Elliot. You're looking good.
Always love him.
Nick comes showing up. So we know Sven's excited.
And he wants to get all serious with Alice. And I was like, we're still on this.
And she went for it too.
You've seen her 3 times in the past 6 months.
Right.
Maybe if I were a little more official, you'll come see me more often.
And no one wonders where this girl goes.
Like, keep dreaming.
And she's already been through the whole, Nick in the future, and he's not coming back to the theater for
Been
when it
blown
was
off by
closed.
him.
But yet, as soon as she sees him, it's right back to it. Smoochy, smoochy. They're doing all that. It's like
Oh,
they never missed a beat.
the fish hook bracelet because you
Oh.
hooked me. Oh,
Yeah, so we get to
That is
see
my
the
thing.
the
Mhm.
origination of the fishhook bracelet in this episode
oh my goodness.
because she hooked him.
But all around, amazing, amazing job with the party.
Yeah.
I wanted to be at that party instantly. Um, I want to
And
host a party like that
yeah.
immediately.
So for
Yeah.
everybody out there wondering where Zoe has a picture of Spilsky in the background, and that's my name and my try to match his outfit. I don't have gold chains like him. Um,
We'll get you one.
but you probably noticed that we really like the fringe characters on this show. They mention
Elliot's
the
chain.
name, we kind of
There's
go all in. They mentioned Spilsky a couple episodes ago, and we find out Monica's married to him, and we never really see him, and we get a little glimpse of him at the party there.
mm,
So that was my tribute to Spilsky with the bucket hat.
Well, and that's like again, like the fun thing about watching this like rewatch round and just picking up on those minor details. Like the word Spilsky did not cross my mind the first time that we watched this, but then seeing the little sneaky pockets of
Mhm.
funny that the writers put into this,
uh-huh.
so much better appreciated the second time around.
Bilski's a big deal now. It's gonna have a role in the next season.
Fingers crossed.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Show his face.
So the two little lovebirds kiss, exchange bracelet, and then pull a prank on everyone, get them all freaked out. And one of our friends gets more freaked out than everybody else.
Hmm.
Spilsky's warm, so I'm taking the hat off.
Oh,
Um, Watching Alice show up for Kat and knowing exactly what to do for her panic attack
oh, because she's like, my mom gets them.
and just knew exactly what to do.
Ah!
You were
Right.
breathing and all of that stuff. I was like, oh, girls,
It was really cute.
your relationship is so multidimensional.
Uh-huh.
And then Monica,
Oh my God. She's just
she's just
doing
trying to
it
get
for attention,
attention. Go make out with Spilsky.
right?
I'm sorry. What? Monica. Ugh.
Ugh.
Right. I'm kind of glad her son is a little skis kind of right now because I'm just like, Monica,
It
I don't,
fits.
we're not supposed to really like you.
That
So
tracks.
I don't want that tracks.
That
That
hasn't been said
Tracks.
in that hasn't been said in an episode for a while. They need to bring
That
that back.
tracks.
hmm.
Um, Another shout out that I have for this is not only will we see like little cat like having her panic attack and just like working through all the things and seeing that she feels so responsible for everything that happened to Jacob, but then also processing like how hurt and heartbroken and like lost she is and just like ignored she feels by her parents. Like everything feels horrible right now for her. Throughout that whole scene, all I could think about was how good that actress was doing at sounding like grown-up cat and how she enunciates and puts different tonation and stuff on words. It sounded exactly like her.
That so much throughout this specific episode. Like even sometimes like the looks, it's something they were doing together. I was like, it's the same person. Like we always say it's a really good casting, but like it's good acting too. But
It is like I just shout out like it's so believable. Those two especially.
they're
And
the best.
again, like I would go and rewatch that little monologue that she has right there in that scene and just like I'd watch it again. Just admire like if I close my eyes, I can picture adult cat
I think
singing
that was the one
that same
scene
way.
that I made that same note or that same notation was that sounded just like Adult Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same tone, the same everything, the same cadence. Everything was the same. I was like,
Hayden.
wow, they really nailed it on that one.
Bravo. Bravo, everyone. Round of applause.
Yes. Good stuff. Okay.
Um, so I'm trying to recap. We finished up at the party.
There's another party in the modern times.
Yeah.
The
Monica's
two
hosting in honor of
again.
Delilah Deli for her pottery. Pottery is a big theme for this episode, which another one of those things that I was like, are you that serious about this? Because I knew you had the room, but I didn't even know where in the house it was. So I guess I'm surprised you're having a show with all of your work.
Oh
Did
my.
does
Yeah.
anybody remember the pottery in later episodes? Or did
No,
they just let it die off?
I think they let it die off. It's probably in the air a little bit, but I don't think there's any like B-roll or whatever of her in the
No, like later on when she's at the farmer's market, she's not selling pottery, she's
Doing
just
that.
farming.
Who
produce.
knows? I'm gonna look for this though as we continue to watch.
Okay.
Is this
Yeah.
something we completely overlooked?
I will also say another thing that speaks to the small size of this town is Monica and Dell are looking at the crowd at the restaurant place, whatever you want to call it, coffee shop. They're like, wow, look at this turnout. It's amazing. There are like
There's
two
eight
people
people
there,
there.
and they zoom in on Kat and Elliot. Not even like extras. Like, bravo.
It's
You
a one street light town span.
No,
have
that
to
may
like
be,
call
but
stop signs.
there's a
Oh my
lot
gosh.
of countryside there.
Speaking of Elliot, Kat and Elliot have a little conversation, and I thought that like Rico Suave, like ladies' man Elliot, did not come out until season three. I completely missed he was there in season one.
This was
Yeah.
one of the scenes that when I like you said before we started recording, we're like, did we ever watch this episode? Like, I remember it being like Y2K, but other than that, I couldn't tell you anything that happened in it. This scene though was in my memory very well, like word for word. I was like, I've seen this, but I was like, it does not happen in this episode. Am I watching? Like, did the TV skip to the wrong season?
No,
Felt
honey, you saw
so
it and you
out of
heard
the
it.
blue.
The only thing that I always get confused is I added some of the elements of the New Year's Eve party, the Y2K party, with the Linger More party
Linger
coming
more.
up.
Yeah, me
I
too.
combined some of those events and
Yeah.
This sets it straight that no, they're
Yeah,
not to
yeah.
be combined.
But ooh, just make sure everybody's on the same page. That line, I've been waiting to kiss you a long time, Cat Landry. And when I do, it'll be perfect.
Now remember, shout out to season 3 when they pull that same line again when they're talking about Elliot proposing to Kat,
Mm.
and he says the same thing. He says, "I've been thinking about proposing to you for a long time, but when I do, it's going to be perfect." And she thought he was going to do it
Oh,
right then and there. And so he
oh,
pulls that same line
circle.
out later on. We're going to see that in season 3, and it's a shout out back to this line right here.
Oh my
But
gosh,
once
I love
again,
this show.
good job with the writing with that because they called that back and we remembered. So that was
Love
cool.
it. Love it. So yeah, do we need to touch base on anything with Colton and Alice again? At the end, when we
I don't,
see Kat just goes straight up to bed, there is no talking when she gets home from this party.
right, just the conversation. Um,
And
there
at this
was there
point,
was one quick little thing that Colton said, and it kind of stopped Alice for a second. And I remember thinking, "Ooh," when he said, "Maybe I'll get to meet your mom someday."
mm,
And Alice is like, "She's right upstairs, go up there." But, she can't, obviously. And knowing, you know, what she knows about Kat and losing Colton, that's she just lost. She couldn't take it anymore. So I gotta go.
But also, yeah, knowing what he knows,
okay, but that's again it.
another
He
moment, do you know
knows
more than what we think at this point?
I
what we see Colton do in the end of season 3 has happened by now.
right. No.
When he has the talk with Alice at the pond.
I it could be very close. Because isn't that like the moment he knows he's gonna go?
Yeah, that was like the day before he dies or something, wasn't it?
Okay.
So
But
that hasn't happened yet in the timeline of season 1.
Okay.
it's close
It's
because
close because they were only a few months apart after
after,
losing Jacob.
yeah, in my mind I have 4 months.
Yeah. So we're getting
This is
there
only
at
two
that point.
months.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and remember in that scene, that's when he said, "You're my granddaughter." And then he said, he goes, "Then that means Kat was my daughter." And then if you recall, then he has the accident, and that's when he says, "My Catherine" to her because he realizes that's his daughter. So at that point, when he says to Alice at the Y2K day, uh, "I hope someday to meet your mother," I don't think he knows it's Kat
The
at
dots
that.
aren't connected yet.
No,
Okay.
I think it's safe to say at that point he does.
But does
He
he
may remember
have that?
Alice, but I don't think he knows the connection of her and Kat.
That seems right. I'm
That
just
would,
getting ahead.
even knowing about time travel, that would be a lot for him to make that connect those dots.
It would
Okay.
I would be so curious though. Like I don't, if I were him in these moments when I see Alice coming over to the house, I'd be like, I have to ask my questions. Who are you? Um,
Yeah,
like just know her in the 70s and then 20 years later, and it's like, okay, I've time traveled. You clearly time travel. Tell me something. Like I'd be so annoying, but he's got more class than me, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm like, how do you not know? Or if you don't know, how are you not asking?
right.
But
I feel like we need to start getting a notebook together and piecing things like Elliot's notebook that he has to keep track of everything.
You mean like an almanac?
That would be great. But no, his notes, like his
Oh,
field
the actual notebook,
book,
right.
where he keeps track of everything so that we can like
yes.
piece those timelines and the dates together.
Mhm.
I'm
Maybe
sure
he has one somewhere and we'll find it.
yeah, I'm sure there's some viewers out there that somebody's probably has something like that.
Somebody's got the deeds.
Yeah.
So we end the episode with getting a little insight on why Dell was so shut down and quick to like turn into Ice Woman with that little piece of paper. And we learn about like those like, is he cheating allegations and just seeing the damage that Jacob losing Jacob like played on their relationship, and you see it being something like so strong and like goals and everything to like, oof, y'all aren't even talking,
Yeah.
you know? So we see all of that, and Dell takes her little breather and gets her recap, and you see that she's got some big hurt and big mystery and what, just feelings of like unrest related to that little piece of paper, which, like you already said, Sven, more to come in the next couple episodes.
Yeah.
And what does she do in response to that hurt? She goes to see Byron. And I don't know about you guys, but the way
Garrett.
that they film Byron, I don't know if I'm looking for him to have meaning and purpose, but like he just seems skeezy the way that they film him. Always like lurking around and sliming around. You know what I mean?
And I,
Always talking out of the corner of his eyes.
yeah,
Uh,
the part that got me with him being skeezy like that was when he said he didn't tell Dell that he fired Kat.
Strike
Like,
one.
why would he keep that from her? Was he hoping to get in her good graces or something, or thinking that if he told her that she would kick him out, tell him to leave?
And yeah.
that's
Or was he
her
being respectful
her
and letting
new
Kat do it?
Yeah.
like maybe because if I got fired, I'd be probably kind of mad if some dude told my mom before I did. But I don't know.
And then like him getting hurt with his leg and stuff. There's
That was
so
weird.
many random things about him that like never give us
That
any meaning that I'm like
bothered me.
left with so many questions again, like we already talked about with him. Like, what was the point
Like,
with all of
sorry again.
this?
But like,
Once again, is it all just set up? Because we know what happens going forward with him.
Hmm.
We know he's gonna spoilers again, but hey, you've been warned. Just saying. Um, we know he moves in with Dell for a little while because of his leg and that she's gonna help him, right?
no,
Wait, what?
Okay. Public service announcement. To be on the show, we need to watch the same show.
I don't remember that from the first time watching it
You
though.
know, and maybe I'm the one that needs to watch it because yeah,
On pace
it was
with us.
Byron, not Sam. It was Byron, but I thought he hurt his head.
sounds kind of familiar.
Byron moves in
He
with
he
Dell?
he comes to stay with Dell for a little while, and
I've reached a limit, Sven.
because she wants to take care of help him because he's injured.
Well, that's got to be in the next episode.
And then there's some fighting and stuff going on. Rita shows up, and then he's like, "I'm out." He goes, "I can't stay here anymore. I'm a burden to you." And that's the beginning of the end for Byron. And then he eventually is going to go to Morocco.
I didn't even know he had a beginning, let alone a beginning to an end.
And again, I'm just going to say this as the disclaimer. Like,
Made up.
there are so many details to keep track of in this show. And like, season by
I've never
season by
seen
season, we got so deep into season three. I have no recollection of season one had we not been watching these. So, like,
Now I'm like, what was season two?
everything that's going to come up in these last couple episodes
That's all I
is just going to be
remember.
completely like another, like, what? It's going to feel like the first time watching season one for the
So
remainder of
By
these
the time we
episodes.
get
maybe we
back
should
to
change
season
the name of
three,
these shows from recaps to reviews.
Watch with us.
Like
I'm
you
watching
haven't watched it, or we could just do reaction video and just watch the
reaction.
episode while we talk about it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, but that is my disclaimer. Like the amount of detail and like
I don't.
intricacies, is that the word I'm looking for? Like to this show. But yeah, Byron seems shady. Maybe he doesn't seem as shady if I knew everything about him in season one.
If we knew he actually was in every episode, apparently, like I'm so annoyed. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know.
Sorry, Byron.
To me,
Sorry.
he doesn't seem as shady as he just seems like he's just kind of a pushover. He's just not, he's not a very strong character as far as that goes. I mean, he had a backbone enough to fire Cat. and get his archives
He had
back.
no
But
choice.
wait till he sees those archives.
Shoot
But
up scraps.
I mean, I don't see he doesn't really stand up for himself very much. He does kind of when he leaves Dell's house to go take off to Morocco or wherever.
No, we're not there yet.
No, we're not. But I mean,
Not there.
to this point, he's just kind of, eh, you know,
Skeptical of their love story because it's so intense. It feels so random because I do remember season 2 and season 3, and like it's like we ripped that page out of the archives too.
yeah,
Aaron
yeah,
who?
it's gone. He's gone. No mention of him. It's
Dell's never opened up her
going
heart to
forward.
love. Sam, how could you expect me?
Right.
I've
Oh,
never loved anyone since I loved Colton.
even if it was like
2 years ago?
this little creep in the neighborhood who liked her and was like, hey, I'm always coming around, and she didn't like him, I'd be like, okay, cool. But
You
she
don't claim that.
doesn't.
Yes.
And I'm
Right.
like starting to wonder as we've been talking, like, since she does start to, I mean, she doesn't face, she's kind of forced to face some of the happenings between and relive some moments with like her and Colton and all of that as the other two start learning more. Does it sting a little bit? Like, is it scarier, like reliving these memories more often and then having Sam Bishop come around? Is that the big deal where she's already so closed off from the
Mm.
stuff at this point? Maybe it doesn't affect her so much. So I'll give her that. But dude, this whole show's a mystery to me, man. I kick me off this podcast. I don't deserve
Here's
to.
the question. Do you think Dell and Byron ever went underwear swimming at the point or the cove?
Byron would never.
No.
Byron would
I'm not
never.
That's the difference
their
between
underwear.
Byron and Sam. Sam's like, screw it, I'm going for it. Let's go.
I
No
am
more
just
undies.
so crossing all of my fingers that, again, our common theme from the beginning of this has been like Byron has a bigger part in all of this. And like the Morocco, that's too much of a coincidence. His like this love affair with Dell, like it didn't go anywhere. That's random. There's just too much random attached to him
Right.
that I'm crossing all of my fingers and toes that we just get completely bamboozled by a crazy fact like those two are brothers. It's been mentioned before, or something crazy that like all of this did have purpose. You
Maybe
know,
he's
I love a
Tyler.
good purpose.
Maybe he's Tyler.
He is Tyler.
Tyler Byron.
And then we wrap up the episode, and Kat is well back on her way to go find and visit the mystery motel.
Did we get Byron's last name ever?
Byron Center. No one will get that unless you're from here.
I don't know, but again, we need to start jotting down things that we need to be looking for.
We looked him up on that one page of all the characters. So it must exist somewhere because I remember the first time you said his name and I was like, who are you talking about? When we were like recapping season 3. I was like, there's someone on this show named Byron. Who is that?
Justice for Byron.
Byron Groff. Groff.
Never heard that name before in my life.
No. Kind of a weird name for a Landry brother, but whatever.
It's Tyler Groff, okay?
Oh, but if you go to IMDb and look up these characters, he was in the list of being in 8 episodes. Right below him in 7 episodes was Zoe.
7?
In 7 episodes.
I have seen that girl
It's
one
an
time.
extra.
It doesn't say for how long, but she's got
No.
like a little line here and there.
No, that means she's
Oh.
been in every episode that we've watched
No.
aside from this one.
No, this is for the whole series.
She's not coming back in season 2 and 3. Spencer leaves the show to go to culinary school in Europe or something.
I thought there was a scene where Alice goes off with them, like when she comes back after the summer of being with Brady, and she goes off with Spencer and his friends, and Zoe's in the car. She's like, "Come on, Alice," and they get in the car.
There's one episode for you. What are the other 6?
I don't have the Zoe list. I'm just telling you what it said.
Okay, I'm gonna rewatch season 1.
Is that going to be the new T-shirt?
Where's Zoe?
Not where's Walla, where's Zoe?
Where's
Where's
Zoe?
And you're just gonna see her creeping behind, like looking over Spencer's shoulder or something.
It's always
So
cat.
in our Etsy storefront, we now have Where's Zoe shirts. We have It's Always Cat's Fault,
It's
Yeah.
always cat.
The Makeout
Coils,
Queen of the Lobster Social.
Makeout Queen of the Lobster Social.
Take my dry biscuits.
Um,
I love it.
that reminded me of another quote Dell said. I don't remember when it was. Oh, it was I think when they're in the pottery room, one of the scenes, because the whole show took place there. And I think
Mystery room you've never seen before.
I think Dell, right? They had to build that set for this episode. They really wanted to get their money's worth. Um, I think Dell was talking to Kat and she knew, or Kat was coming in and she knew about the getting fired, but Kat hadn't said anything, right? That happened in this episode. And she was just like, bet you're drowning in Herald headlines or something. And I
Ooh,
thought was so funny. Being a little brat. But I'm pretty sure she knew she was fired,
uh-huh. Because
but
they told her at the house when they were getting prepped for
oh,
the show.
yeah. So she's like, oh, well, yeah, I bet you're just drowning in Herald headlines. And I was like, that's funny,
You
though.
know what you're doing.
Byron,
That was
tell me
one
how
quote I had.
busy he is.
All
Yeah.
right, give me your on that note, give me your favorite quotes of the episode.
Spilsky, watch the carpet.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I
Um,
have the full list.
I have two. They're both kind of deep. One was
Hmm.
when Kat out of nowhere quotes Faulkner when she says the past is never
That's
dead, it's not
bad.
even past. That this really sums up this
The
show.
essence of the show.
Right. I mean, and that was one of my ponder points because I'm not going to go into it now, but it really explains the quote when you look it up. Um, but it really does, you know, kind of encapsulate what the show is about.
Totally.
Um, like the part where she says it's not even the past. Um, it's like emphasize that the past isn't even something that's simply you can't even say it's over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this show really pushes that because yeah, Jacob disappeared in the past, but Kat was able to go back to that moment. So the past wasn't in the past, it was right now. And every time they go back, and every time Alice goes back and sees
Yeah.
Nick, we haven't talked much about Nick today.
We
Uh,
gave you the floor and you just looked at us like, what? Who?
I was gonna, I thought you guys were gonna
Too late
pull some
now.
more of the fish hook out, but um, you know, that's all so fresh to all of them because it really isn't past. It's happening right now.
Mm.
So that quote was really good. My other quote was kind of a interesting one from Dell when she's talking to Kat about the little note that that Colton had written that address on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they're talking about, Colton was always gone. He was doing stuff. And then she asked about the money problems
Mm.
and the taking care of the farm. And she said, well, Colton had to have money. And Dell basically says, no, he spent it all. And she goes, well, what does he spend it? How did he spend it?
On
And Dell
what?
says, what else do men spend their money on and don't tell their wives? I'm sorry, the first thing I could think
Right.
of was Legos. Especially if you look around this office room right now.
But it was just another
It's like,
thing.
wow, I've I I get it for the context of what they were saying.
And where they're trying to get us
To
to.
The
think
thing.
another red herring a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I never made the connection that men spend a lot of money and don't tell their wives on something like that. It kind of struck me, but it also struck to the fact that they're really setting us up to believe who.
Yeah.
And
Colton
I
is
think that's
finding
where that
comfort
whole
with other
quote was
people.
really kind of pushing us to that.
Right? They're doing him dirty.
Yeah.
But when you find out what he's actually doing,
Yeah, when you do,
That's a
and
lot of money to go through.
yeah,
uh-huh.
that private investigator was not cheap, but
Right. But like thinking that it's just like a bold accusation on Dell's part because like that's
100%.
a lot of money to go through.
Yeah.
Right? Landry.
If that was enough
Yeah.
money to support their farm for years, I mean, how much was he spending on trying, on different
Yeah.
things that, and here
Billy
and again,
Dell.
we talk about him thinking he knows who Alice is. Okay. And even to this point, I don't know how many of you, if both of you have done it, or people out there watching, if you can comment on this, how many of you have been screaming at the TV the past few episodes saying he fell in the pond? Jacob went in the pond. That's why nobody can find him. And nobody's making that connection yet. And it's kind of driving me nuts. Like, even Kat and her investigative journalist experience, how does she not
Ah,
up on this?
But
I mean, eventually we know she does, right? It finally hits her.
right. How
But
long
like,
does it take?
why is nobody thought that? And if Colton suspects he knows Alice at all, and he's been in that pond and traveled, why does he not, for the split second, think that could have
Oh,
happened to Jacob?
go jump.
And he knows that he's yelled at him multiple times for hanging around the pond.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And now he disappears. He spends
They play
all
in the
this money
woods.
trying to find him. They're down in the cove, they're in the ocean, they're looking everywhere. He's in his boat. It never dawns on him that he fell in the pond and went to another time.
it's
That
2020.
strikes me as kind of a miss. But
Dell avoidance.
yeah, I don't know if anybody else
Yeah.
has had that same
I'm
thought.
with you, Sven. That drives me crazy.
Yeah, I still, even having watched it multiple times, watching the season one and just kind of holding it in, saying, "Look in the pond. Somebody go to the pond. He fell in that thing."
I
Right. Come on, Colton. You know.
So, but we'll get there. We will get there.
We'll
Okay,
get there.
rant over.
Okay.
I feel like Elliot's the one person that I could count on to connect those dots.
Yeah, and
You
why
know?
hasn't he?
Like I don't put that on Kat.
I don't put it on her.
Alice is like too bamboozled by feeling the responsibility of everything.
I think I put it on Kat when she discovered time travel.
I just don't think she's like fully aware of her surroundings.
Because
I don't either. But Elliot, you're right. That is, I never made that connection.
Elliot for sure.
And he's
Elliot
not
for sure
reliving
should have been
and like
thinking that.
seeing the past like the girls are, you know?
Yeah. He's
So
the
they're not
now.
gonna be able to think as clearly because they're like going through the like craziness again.
But with the meticulous notes he kept in
Mm-hmm.
helping Alice and bringing her
Mm-hmm.
clothes and
Mm-hmm.
working through everything and knows the future, knows who her dad is and this and that. At some point, wouldn't he have just said to Alice, "Hey, what do you think? Did Jacob maybe fall in the pond?"
Well, yeah. Now I'm curious, like, because apparently I've never seen this show before. What, how do they finally connect those dots? In
On
what episode?
accident.
No, I think if I'm remembering correctly, without getting to that episode yet, I think Kat finds the old baseball and thinks of the dog, and she remembers hearing Finn barking that night.
Oh, someone remembers Finn now?
I think Kat does.
Nice.
And I think that's how she makes the connection finally.
Wait,
No,
Pat
that's
doesn't know
after she
him.
sees him.
No.
Yeah, because she gets shot. She goes back to
What?
the 1800s. She goes to the 1800s and gets shot and stumbles upon Jacob in the 1800s.
No.
Like it's pure coincidence that she finds him.
I thought there's a scene with the baseball, and she's like, "Oh."
I swear that's her connecting the dots later on of like, oh my God, how did we miss this? Because
Well,
the
I
only
guess
way
if
she
he
gets to the
watched,
1800s is by accident,
You would
right?
think the people that put out a show talking about this show would know what happened.
But again, disclaimer, you guys,
Tucked
the
in the details.
details.
Yeah.
No. All
Okay, so
right.
things for us to look forward to and to keep an eye on
Right.
and be
And
able
when
to
the baseball
shot.
scene happens, you can either say, let me know I was way wrong.
Twilight
You
baseball
can go,
scene.
all right, these are the dots we're connecting. So,
I hear thunder.
Finally. I was like, I know you heard me, Spilsky.
Okay, my
what
favorite
did
quote
she,
was,
hey,
come on.
did you, did you bring out the quote? It's time. Is that what you said?
I said I hear thunder.
Okay. I was waiting for a Twilight quote.
That's what
I see, I didn't hear it. She said it while I was
that was
talking.
my Twilight reference.
Okay, I'm
All
I hear
sorry.
right.
thunder.
So back to the way home quotes, Kelly. Elliot's
I
Favorite
will.
quote was, come on, call in a sub. Teachers do it all the time.
that was your favorite.
That summarizes both Elliot and Kat as adult employees beautifully, and I love it.
Especially when he wasn't on board with it, and then all of a sudden we see him in the car with her because he actually did it.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys,
Good.
obviously, if you've stuck with us for this long, you know we have a lot of dots to look for and to connect in the last, what are we, 8, 9, 10? 3 more episodes?
3. Yep.
3 episodes remaining
Ooh.
in this season. I hope you've gotten a good laugh at just how bamboozled we can get by how
What do
dizzying
we know about this show?
making our own FBI board about this show can get. So yeah, put your stuff in the comments, laugh along with us.
And do
Uh,
me a favor. We haven't asked for any favors. We don't ask for the push the like button and the subscribe. We don't do all that.
you're gonna
But
do it, you're gonna do it.
if you're gonna do it and you like it, great, thank you. But if you comment on any of the things we've been talking about, put in the comment what we were talking about. Because
Mm.
sometimes we get comments and somebody will say, I don't believe that's what happened, or I think this happened. What were we
We
talking
talked
about at
about
that
too much.
moment? And we love it. We appreciate what you're doing, but just give us, a little context and
Context.
then we can go,
Yeah.
oh, so and so was right. They put in the comment, this is what we were talking about. And, you know, either help with the madness or prove us wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Aren't
we
there
do
like
appreciate the
timestamps?
comments. So thank you.
Yeah.
So on that note, guys, looking forward to back-to-back postings. We've got this Friday or today, Friday, and then we'll jump and dive
And
into episode 8 for next Friday. And hopefully the back-to-back week will help us bring in some of this
connect some more
gray
dots.
area that we seem to collectively have.
Yeah. When I got on here, I didn't even know whose name was whose. Like Alice,
Stop.
Clayton.
Clayton.
Clayton, right? No. Okay. It's time.
On that note,
Godwins. Don't forget the Godwins.
stay dry. Stay
So
dry.
if
Stay
anybody's
warm.
new here, so we recapped season 3, episode 1. I believe we were calling them the Godwins.
We've come a long way from
Oh,
that.
I don't know what's wrong with us, but
We've come a long way from that.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, stay dry, stay warm. That pond water is cold, and I'm crossing my fingers that the pond may it take you wherever it is that you need to go. I messed it up.
Always, but the
May
message.
the pond take you wherever you need to go.
there you
The
go.
pond take you wherever you need to go.
Happy New Year, Y2K.
Woo!
Y2K.
Toodles.